Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Westside Unitarian Universalist Church. This is the real solstice, the dark of the moon, the longest night. The deepest dark is here. Long live the light. We are here, our yearly solstice celebration, and welcome to all of you, whether you are here physically or virtually. We welcome everybody who wants to be with us, who wants to join together in a group that varies in age, gender identity, cosmological beliefs, just wants to be together, supporting each other, celebrating, and sharing. So, this is the day of our solstice celebration. Most of you have done this before. We'll be walking meditatively the spiral, and that comes up in a little bit. First, we have announcements. There are announcements in your order of service, or if you are looking online, they will scroll for you. I want to particularly mention.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm Reverend Carol Bodeau. I'm privileged to serve here as minister. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. A special welcome to our online participants, whether you're here in this moment or at some point in the future. It's good to be together. So a couple of things, as Suzanne was mentioning, our Christmas Eve service is on Christmas Eve at 6:30 this year. Take note of the time. It's at 6:30. At Christmas Eve, we do actually take an actual physical collection, which supports our minister's discretionary fund. But if you would like to contribute to that fund at any time, you can do so online. You can do so by dropping a check in the box that says minister's discretionary fund. We use that throughout the year to supply resources and meet needs of people in the congregation and in the larger community. A couple of other things just for your awareness. This afternoon, starting around 1:30, Earth Church is hosting a Yule celebration, which is going to be a slightly more intensive, deeper meditation and reflection using the spiral. So we'll be gathering about 1:30, and there will, if you want to bring some food to share, we'll have some food to share, and then we'll be doing the meditation and the deeper ritual, probably starting around 2:15 or 2:30. Last but not least, looking into the new year, it's already time to start thinking about the auction. So, the auction is coming up in February, and we want you to start thinking about your ideas. This is one of the ways that we come up with strategies to get together and have fun and enjoy each other's company and support the congregation. So for the auction, you might want to offer a dinner party or a hike. You might want to tutor someone. You might want to host a crafting party. You might want to clean somebody's windows. Mike Fisher does that every year, offer a window cleaning. So there are all kinds of things, and we will have some sheets in the back by the refreshment table that says, here's some things you might consider offering. We're doing a couple of different things this year. We're going to invite groups like the choir or the worship committee or the book club to create baskets for the auction. So the committees and groups that are interested can come up with a basket that you would like to donate to the auction. And here's the really new thing. This year we're going to ask if anybody wants reverse auction items. So here's how that works. Let's say I really need some dog sitting. Let's say I really need some help cleaning out my closets. If you have a need, the way this works is you would tell us that. This is the reverse auction item I would like to receive. And then people bid to do that for you. You set a price. How does this work, Michelle? They set a price that they'll pay for that? Okay, so you say, I will pay the church $30 if someone will clean my closets. Or I will pay the church $25 if someone will give me a ride to the airport. Or I will pay the church $50 if you'll watch my dog for 2 days. So if you have a request that you would maybe pay someone outside the congregation or outside the auction community to do, you can also list that as an auction item, and then somebody can sign up to do that service for you, and you pay the church, not the person. We'll be talking about it a lot. We have a couple months. But be thinking about that, thinking about items that you might want to offer, activities you might want to offer, and really this is a way for us to enjoy each other's company and plan on fun things. Okay, I think we are going to sing our opening song before we do some of the more meditative bowl and chalice kinds of parts of the service. So I'm going to invite you all, let's all just stand up to get our bodies moving, because we're going to be moving a little bit today. We're going to sing People Look East, and the words are going to be up here on the projector screen, and we're going to sing all 3 verses. Each service, we invite our bowl to sound. This is a way that we call ourselves into a deeper state of meditation and reflection. When we gather together, we usually come into this room with all kinds of thoughts in our minds, especially during the holiday season. There's a lot going on. So the bowl sounding is our opportunity to shift gears. Okay? Singing first kind of gives us a chance to kind of get our systems shifted into a more focused mode, less distracted and disjointed. And the bowl sounding allows us to take a few deep breaths and call ourselves fully present. So as the bowl sings this morning, I invite you to simply breathe deeply. Notice that you are in a body. Notice that you are in this room, not somewhere else. Notice that you are with these people in this moment, and simply become present.
Reverend Carol will light our chalice for Unitarian Universalism, for this community, for light. And we have 2 community candles, we call them, of concern and of celebration. Candle of concern today. Personally, as a retired psychologist, I'm sorry we still are not able to reliably say this person is an imminent threat and needs to be moved away from someone they might harm. Progress has been there, we try, but we're not able still. Celebration, I'm going back a couple of weeks. I live in the Rocky Hill area, and Rocky Hill, the last dozen years, has been having a Christmas parade. It's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. This year, there must have been, well over 1,000 people in the, just kind of milling around along the street, watching it. And it really has the feeling of a little village or town gathering in this section of Knoxville. And I was particularly struck because right standing just in front of me was a a woman with a little girl, maybe 3 years old, 4 years old, who was nonverbal. She was hooting, she was kind of moaning, yelling, severely handicapped child. And celebrating that at least a lot of people no longer feel like they have to hide adult or child that's severely handicapped. And that's something to celebrate, not the existence particularly of her, but that she wasn't being hidden. So, oh, thank you. Okay. We now have a musical meditation.
Are you going to read your...
I'm sorry.
Are you reading the poem for the chalice lighting? We would love to hear it.
Yeah, I got so distracted there. Yes, I do have a reading for the chalice lighting. It's a poem, The Shortest Day by Susan Cooper. And so the shortest day came, and the year died. And everywhere, down the centuries of the snow-white world, came people, singing, dancing, to drive the dark away. They lighted candles in the winter trees. They hung their homes with evergreens. They burned beseeching fire.
Glows like ember, autumn cold has turned the star wheel. Winter is upon us.
So winter is upon us. You know, what's funny about the winter solstice is it's actually when things start getting warmer. We just can't tell yet, right? We've reached the point of the year when the days are the shortest and the nights are the longest, but it's actually when things are turning towards spring. All around the world, in a wide range of religious and spiritual traditions, people gather at the darkest time of the year to celebrate that, to mark it. The opening song that we sang, and you all did a bold job of attempting to sing it, it's very high. Okay, that particular version of it is really high. But that song, People Look East, is actually specifically a winter solstice song. It comes from the traditions of Yule, which is a Northern European way to describe the winter solstice, and It's a time when we look east towards the sun to call it back, right? People look east, the time is near of the crowning of the year. It also speaks to the Christian tradition, but it is specifically saying we're looking east because that is where we see the sun rising, and the sun will be rising earlier and earlier. So it makes sense at this time of year that many traditions celebrated in the late autumn and early winter, Christmas, Hanukkah, Diwali, Kwanzaa, all these traditions that are sort of at this time of year include the lighting of lights. Right? There are candles, there are fires. We always think at this time of year we're going to light a fire in our fireplace, right? That's because we are marking the darkness. But we have this ambivalent relationship with the darkness. So if you drive through the neighborhoods with the Christmas tree or the Christmas decoration wars, you will see that we have an ambivalent relationship with the darkness, right? There's a little bit of a attitude of we will not have darkness. The traditions of Yule allow us to honor both the darkness and the light. And many traditions at this time of year, of course, have taken on other religious or spiritual significance. So in the northern hemisphere, it's the winter solstice. But in the southern hemisphere, it's actually the summer solstice. So people who live there are having their longest days and their shortest nights. That doesn't stop them from celebrating Christmas, Kwanzaa, Diwali, right, Hanukkah. So the traditions have taken on broader meaning and broader significance, but they still hold at the center this idea of celebrating light. And there's a certain magical quality to that, right, in the wintertime especially. So think about candlelight church services, fires in the hearth, trees strung with multicolored lights. Think about for yourself, what do those evoke for you? Now, if you have holiday trauma, like many of us might have, where we have memories or associations that are less pleasant around those things, see if you can take a breath back to your early childhood. What sense of magic, wonder, beauty is evoked when we light a candle, when we sit by a fire, or when we sit in the darkness looking at the stars? So here at Westside, it is our tradition to mark this time of year in a number of ways. We mark many of those holidays. And the tradition that we mark during our Solstice Spiral is one that is meant to be meditative. So I don't know about anybody else, but winter time seems to be a time when it's a little harder to get out and about. I'm more inclined to want to stay inside with a fuzzy blanket and read a book. I'm more inclined to be reflective. Those longer nights tend to make us sink a little bit deeper into ourselves. Now, the challenge of this for many people is that there can be depression and grief and sadness associated with that. It can be a time of year that is where that deepening and that darkness bring us to places that are very uncomfortable. One of the purposes of a meditative walking path, whether that's a labyrinth in a churchyard or something like this, probably the most famous labyrinth in the world is in Chartres Cathedral in France, and it's on the floor of the cathedral. It's beautiful. Meditative walking allows us to work through some stuff. Okay? It allows us to work through some stuff. The idea is that as we move through the spiral or the maze or the labyrinth, we are allowed to physically experience the fact that life does not go in a straight line. How many of you have thought, I'll just do this thing. I've made up my mind, and now I will go there. And life said, I'm sorry. That's not what it's going to look like. So meditative walking paths are not straight lines. They are patterns that help us contemplate the way that things spiral and shift and turn and spin back on themselves. And sometimes we seem to be getting nowhere, but we're actually getting somewhere, but we can't necessarily see the path or predict the pattern. So when we do this practice here at Westside, we're allowing ourselves to metaphorically contemplate a few things. The first is that we are spiraling into the center. And that symbolically represents going into the center of ourselves. The way that evergreens and candlelight evoke the natural world is meant to remind us of the fact that in the natural world, there are many things passing right now, passing away. There is cold, there is darkness, there are barren trees, and yet there are evergreens. The reminder is that life is existing, hope is possible, beauty still exists, even when it's not the bright June, summer, everything's flowering time of year. The musical meditation we use during our solstice spiral helps us have a kind of deepening out of our minds. How many of us spend a lot of time thinking about stuff? Yeah, And we wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and the brain is spinning. Meditative movement, whether it is walking the spiral, or you will see on the chairs, there are a number of pieces of paper that have what we call finger labyrinths or finger spirals. You can actually do this practice without standing up and walking. You can do it by just tracing a pattern repeatedly. But the action of moving in a repetitious way, in a slow, steady, repetitious way, actually shifts our brains and helps us shift out of that kind of ruminating, fretting, figuring it out mode. Causes us to focus into steadiness where something can arise. And the fact that we do this in community is meant to remind us that even if you're walking in the spiral and you're very focused and you're thinking about your own life and your own path and what's happening to you right now, you're not doing it alone. You're doing it in community. And all you have to do is pause for a moment and look up and look around. And you realize, oh, I'm not the only one not on a straight path. I'm not the only one trying to just keep a steady balance in what is somewhat of a spinning world. Now, for those who are with us virtually, this is a practice you can do too. Music will be playing during the ritual. You can light a candle in your home. You can close your eyes and listen to the music. Or you can, if you're listening virtually, you're on your computer, you can Google spiral pattern or labyrinth, and one will come up instantly. There are thousands of patterns. So you can participate as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice the solstice spiral. This is not a task we accomplish. Okay, it is really easy when you get into the spiral to think, I'm going to get to the end and out, right? We move as if we're in a hurry to get somewhere. This is not in a hurry to get somewhere. And we're not a huge group of people. And we've made the spiral simpler this year, so you don't have to rush. So we practice this as a way to help our bodies and our minds slow down. Think of it like the wedding processional walk. You've all seen that. Some of us have done it, right? Every time you get ready to do the wedding processional walk, you tell people, slow down, don't jog to the end. It's like that. And the very act of doing it slowly helps us change our bodies. So, like I said, those of us who choose to walk in the spiral will do so. Others can use the finger spirals, or you can just close your eyes and listen to the music. We're going to be listening to the song Longest Night by Jim Scott. The choir is going to be singing that for us. And here's how it's going to work. I'm going to go first. I will walk to the back of the room and take a candle and walk the spiral into the center, lighting the center candle. Suzanne will follow me, and when I get to the center, she will walk. Joe, raise your hand, Joe. Joe will be lighting one of those red candles for each person. So what you do is you come to the entrance to the spiral, you take a red candle, light it, Joe will light it, and you begin to slowly walk, thinking about whatever it is that you need to maybe let go of or slow down, what's on your mind right now, or maybe just letting all that go and just focusing on beauty. Maybe you have an intention you'd like to set for the coming year, or a wish that you would like to have supported. You can focus on that as well, letting each step you take be a meditation on your intention or what you're letting go of. You'll have that lighted candle, and at some point during your walk around the spiral, you can take that candle and place it on one of the white circles around the edge. So that what happens is by the time we're done, we will have this green spiral with the lighted candles all around it, okay? So if you're at home, again, you can remain seated. You can wander in your house. You can simply close your eyes and listen to the music. Are we ready to begin? Let's begin.
Light of our hearts, fires burning bright. We dream of the spring, this winter's night. Surely the earth is turning from dark to light. Gathered friends in reverence here to celebrate the longest night. Light of our hearts, fires burning bright. We dream of the spring, this winter's night. Surely the earth is turning from dark to light. Gathered friends in reverence here to celebrate the longest night.
Light of our hearts, fires burning bright. We dream of the spring, this winter's night. Surely the earth is turning from dark to light. Gathered friends in reverence here to celebrate the longest night.
Light of our hearts, fires burning bright. We dream of the spring, this winter's night. Surely the earth is turning from dark to light. Gather friends in reverence here to celebrate the longest night.
Light of our hearts, fires burning bright. We dream of the spring, this winter's night. Surely the earth is turning from dark to light. Gather friends in reverence here to celebrate the longest night.
Light of our hearts, fires burning bright. We dream of the spring, this winter's night. Surely the earth is turning from dark to light. Gathered friends in reverence here to celebrate the longest night. Light of our hearts, fires burning bright. We dream of the spring, this winter's night. Surely the earth is turning from dark to light. Gathered friends in reverence here to celebrate the longest night.
Light of our hearts, fires burning
So let us remain in quietness for a moment and simply look at the beauty of the imperfect, non-linear path. The spiral isn't perfect, but it's good enough. The greens aren't fresh and perfectly designed, and yet, when we come together, we make something beautiful. This is a path and a pattern that is ancient. The spiral into the center allows us to come to the light that's in the center of ourselves. So in the days of darkness, whether they are happening right now for you, or whether they happen in the middle of August, this is something we can remember. We can stop the world for a minute. Whatever the darkness is, whatever's being hard, whatever we're struggling with, we can stop for a minute and meditatively go to the center. We may need to light a candle or a flashlight. We may need to take someone with us. But we go steadily to the center of ourselves, and we find the light inside ourselves. No matter what is happening in the world, no matter what is happening in our town or in our house or in our bodies or in our minds, there is still a light. There is still possibility. There is still reverence. There is still hope. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what's happening. I guarantee you that you can find in the center of anything something of value, something beautiful, something to hold on to as you walk the spiral path, trying to find your way to whatever is next. So I hope that we can hold this as a practice that we carry throughout the year. In this community, part of the way we make things better and hold hope is by committing together, right, to companioning other people. So every week of the year, we are doing things to make the world a more beautiful, just, generous, kind place. You always can make contributions to this congregation. If you would like to do that, there's a box in the entryway to this room, or you can do that online. Our partner right now that we are particularly holding in our hearts is Mobile Meals, because a lot of people with disabilities, either age-related or otherwise, there are a lot of people in the community who are alone this season, who are needing support this season. And this is an opportunity for us, by supporting mobile meals, to make sure that some of those people who are having the hardest time being the most alone have someone showing up at their house to do a wellness check on them, make sure they're okay, provide them with some food, and a little bit of company. And this year also, Westside has been supporting gifts for the seniors who are alone and by themselves during the holiday season. So, today, rather than standing up, rather than holding hands, for our closing, I invite you instead to turn towards the center. Because there are some times when we aren't able to hold hands. There are some times when we are going to be alone. There are some times when we're going to not be able to hold someone right next door to us, but we still need to feel like it's going to be okay, like there's possibility. So in those moments, we reflect on the light at the center. This is a prayer for the winter solstice by Molly at Bridget's Grove. Great crone of the longest, darkest night, we heed your call to slow our pace, to shed the busy, buzzing weight, and find our way to sacred space. In the stillness, may we hear the whispers of our truest selves, the chord of the genuine that waits within us. Grant us the courage to descend, to walk along winter's aching edges, to steep in solace, to restore, to let our weary pieces mend. Wrap us in your mantle of rest, in a cave of quiet, in a chalice of trust. May we surrender to your rhythms and rise renewed, our hope relit. For in this season of descent, we find the seeds of rebirth. Great crone of winter, we honor the call to rediscover the sacred in the earth and in ourselves. May we embrace the invitation of winter to rest, restore, and reconnect with the genuine. May it guide us to the wellspring of renewal that lies at the heart of the darkest season. So, as our service ends, we of course go back out into the world. We of course go back out into the busyness. Bless your heart if you try to drive in Turkey Creek in the next few days. Bless your heart, right? We all have to go out there. All of us have things that are happening in the next few days, in the next couple of weeks. But may we carry this stillness, this slowing down with us in our minds and our hearts and our bodies, because the world needs it. The world needs us to carry this outward. So as we go into coffee hour, I invite you to enjoy and celebrate the treats and the drinks. And if you feel like you want to walk that spiral again, in the midst of the mayhem, that can also be a really great practice. So I want to invite people to the best of our abilities. We'll move some of these chairs to the side, but try not to walk all over the spiral. Let's see if we can leave space. That's a little bit of a spiritual practice for us. Let's see if we can leave the center space still and calm, despite the celebratory moving and doing. May it be so. And Jan's going to play a little music for us as we stand up and move around and begin to have our coffee hour. Thank you all for being here.
So I walked the spiral and the singing sounded just great.
Oh, fabulous. I thought it